Hello, happy Monday. Spontaneous Monday evening slow flow about to be dropped down. I was sitting at my computer for a long time today and driving kids all over and went on a good ski this morning. So my body was like, I need to move. It will be better for me if I move in a gentle, slow, doesn't mean easy all the time, way, and connect to my breath, and also practice Ahimsa to link up with the meditation I put down today. Welcome those who popped on. Yeah, way to head to your mat. Thanks for coming. All right, so we're gonna start in a seated position. This will be 30 minutes-ish. Slow evening flow. Not necessarily easy, as I mentioned a moment ago. Okay, so seated position. You can always be up on a pillow. To give yourself a little lift, what's most important here is that you can be on your sitting bones. Your spine can be tall versus rounded forward, or rounded pelvis tipping back, right? So get yourself nice and tall. Maybe it's against the wall. That can be helpful too. And call yourself to your practice. Let your sitting bones drop toward the mat. And as you do that, empty all of your breath out. And when the breath comes in, allow your spine to grow even taller. Keep your spine tall. And exhale, let your hips sink toward the earth. Just 2 more rounds of breath like that. Inhaling, spine is tall, crown of the head lifting. And as you exhale, empty everything out. Your hips sit on the mat. 1 more here. And exhale all of your breath out. Right hand over to the right. Walk it way out to the right. And press your hand down into the mat. Maybe palm or up on your fingertips. Left arm reaches up and over. And then right elbow can bend. Keep both hips rooted into the mat. And open the left side of you. Maybe chin down. 1 more here. Inhale up. Left hand down. Walk it to the left. Right arm reaches up and over. Send the breath in into the spaces inside of you that could use some nurturing and life force. Back up to center. Hands on the tops of your knees. As you exhale, round your spine now, like cat pose. Intentionally rounding it, draw your belly in. Chin towards your chest. And inhale, lift your heart. Little bit of cow pose here. 2 more times. Exhale, round your spine like cat. And inhale, spine moves into a cow-like position. 1 more. You can linger anywhere in the movement. Your body's asking for that. Back to neutral in your spine. Downward facing dog. Spread your fingers, plant your hands on the mat, shoulder distance apart or a little wider. Index fingers point forward. Tuck your toes, lift your hips up and back. I like my knees bent a lot when I first come into the pose. And then I coax my hamstrings to lengthen by sending in breath and offering stable support. My arms and core
About 3 more breaths here. Hips lift up away from your hands. 1 more here. Next, inhale, right leg lifts. Open your hip and bend your knee. Keep the weight even in your hands. Arms are straight, but the elbows aren't locked out. So it might feel like a little micro bend in your elbow. Straighten your legs, square your hips, knee over to your right shoulder. Step outside of your right hand, lower your back knee to the mat. Keep your hands down, lift your heart, inhale. Straighten your front leg, shift your hips back as you exhale. Straightish, it doesn't have to get all the way straight. And then forward as you breathe in, heart up. Exhale, straighten your leg, hips move back. 1 more like that. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back, hold it there. Right leg straight-ish. Press your right heel down into the mat. And then turn your whole right leg out to the right. Keep pressing your right heel down. And find your best stretch, doing the least harm, ahimsa, non-harming. So it's right action, there's discipline and effort, matched with an ease and kindness and opening. Toes and knee point back up. Bend your knee. Hands on the mat. Step back to plank pose. Hold plank. You can be up on your fists. We're going to hold plank for a few breaths. Hug the muscles to your bones. That effort, deliberate effort, can help to soothe the nervous system, while still allowing the breath to flow through you. Forehead and face are soft. 1 more breath here. Lower your knees, your chest, your chin. Slide through to cobra. Inhale. Feel the heart open. Child's pose to downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Open your hip, bend your knee. A few breaths here. Move in a way that serves you. And our thoughts are part of the pose. So the asana is about the poses that we're doing on our mat, shaping them with kindness, compassion, and discipline and effort. And then we go out into the world and do the same thing. Square your hips, straighten your leg, knee to your left shoulder. Step outside of your hand, back knee down. Heart up, inhale. Exhale, hips go back, front leg straight-ish. And with your breath, inhale forward. Keep the back of the spine spacious. Exhale, hips back. And forward, big breath in, nourish. Receive the breath. Exhale, back. And then left leg, it turns out to the left. And keep encouraging your outer left hip back. Find your best stretch here. Where can you offer the practice of ahimsa more in this pose? Requires our attention and presence. Bend your knee. Hands on the mat, step back to plank. You can be on your fists. We're here for a few breaths in plank pose. Full and deep breaths. One more. Strong legs also. Lower your knees.
your chest, your chin, so your hips stay up. There's a little back bend there. And slide through to cobra, chest lifts. Child's pose to downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, knee to nose. Step forward between your hands. Feet on the earth. Arms up as you inhale. High lunge and keep breathing there. Any variation with the arms, maybe hands behind your head, fingers interlaced. That's calling out to me today. And legs are strong. Might be a little dance, little bit of movement happening with your feet and legs. Those little balance muscles working. 2 more here. One more breath. Arms up, hands down to the mat. Walk your hands halfway down the mat to the left. Toes turn to face the long left edge of your mat. And pigeon toe your feet slightly. Prasarita Padottanasana. Lengthen your spine as you inhale. Fold in between your legs. Exhale. Wide leg forward fold. Head surrenders to gravity. Two more breaths here. Weight is in the balls of your feet. The muscles of your legs really actively hugging the bones. Ahimsa, doing the least harm. This requires our presence and attention and consideration. So if we're not considering, if we're not being considerate, oftentimes ahimsa is not happening. Walk to your right foot, right toes face the front. Extended side ankle. You can slide your right forearm up to your thigh or hand down on the mat. Hug your right hip underneath the left. Press into your left foot. Maybe left arm goes up. A few breaths here. The right place for you. Please take care of you. Two breaths. Long line from your left foot through your leg and hip, spine out the crown. Next exhale, lower your hand down. Both hands on the mat. Step back to plank. Hold plank. 3 breaths. Brush your hands down. 1 more. Lower your knees, your chest, your chin. Cobra. Curl your chest up. Child's pose. Downward facing dog. Left leg lifts. Knee to nose. Step forward. Feet on the earth. Inhale, high lunge. How do you want to place the arms? It can be different on this side. Hands can be interlaced behind your head. Head gently pressing into your hands, elbows up. 2 left. Call the breath in, let it fill you. 1 more. Arms up. Woo! Wobbly hands to the mat. Walk halfway down the mat to the right. You can have your hands on the mat again, or take hold of your big toes with your first 2 fingers. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold between your legs. If your elbows have space to bend, they can point out to the sides, and then lift your shoulders up towards your hips and allow your head to be heavy.
and the hugging the muscles of your legs to the bones of the legs. Deliberate muscle action can be a way to calm the nervous system. Hands down on the mat. Walk your hands to your left foot, extended side angle. Left toes face the front, maybe forearm on your thigh. Strong back leg, right arm can reach high. Deep breath, slow it down if you need to. If that feels like the most productive action for you. One more. Hand to the mat. Back heel lift, step to plank. 3 breaths. Strong legs, belly button up, heart open wide. Wide. Extend your heart center out. Knees, chest, chin lower. Cobra. Child's pose to down dog. Right leg lifts. Pigeon, place your shin bone at the top. Encourage your hips to point forward. If this hip opener doesn't work for you, you can be on your back in figure 4, or even fall to one side and then bend your left knee up toward the sole of your right foot. Lots of options to get a hip stretch. Okay, 5 breaths here. Ahimsa, ahimsa, ahimsa. Non-harming, cultivating, connecting to compassion, kindness, love, residing in our heart center. One more here. Walk your hands back in. Step back to plank, hold plank. Your knees can be down if that's better for you today. Lower your knees, your chest, your chin. Cobra. Shoulders away from your ears. Child's pose to down dog. Left leg lifts. Pigeon on your left. Bit of effort of your shin bone pressing down. And then find your best stretch, right action. Let the breath be soothing as it moves through you. You can shape it. Might not have that sensation immediately, but with deliberate shaping of the breath, it can become soothing. Just a couple here. Walk your hands in, sit onto your left hip, swing your right leg around. Left foot towards your inner right thigh, but not touching. I'll face you. Walk your right hand down the inside of your right leg. Hand, maybe forearm down and pressing in. Heart spins up, left arm up and over. Yes. This is on my list of poses every day. I mentioned that before. It's a good one for maybe everyone.
but that's a big statement to make. It's definitely good if we sit in the chair all day or do anything that's a repetitive motion, like running or biking or hiking or skiing up. Slow the breath. Next, inhale, rise. And switch out your legs. Switch them out. Left leg strong. Walk your left hand down. Right arm up and over or behind you. Can open that right side and then even up into your neck. Can turn your chin down. Keep lifting the heart up. And breathe. Really great work if you made it through this class and if you hopped onto your mat spontaneously to do it. Thank you. And we can also do it tomorrow or the next day. It's a cool part about this, Rise up, legs out in front of you. Little bend in your knees, arms reach out, roll down, slow, roll down. Just like that. Feet on the earth, hip distance apart. One bridge pose. Press your feet down. Exhale, peel your spine up. Upper arm bones press down and can wiggle a little bit toward each other. Practicing non-harming on our mats, in our postures. How we shape them, including our thoughts, including what we look at. Roll your spine down. Just a couple more. Figure 4, right ankle on your left thigh. And left knee can hug in. Hands interlace around your shin or hamstring. Two breaths here. Lower your left foot down. Walk your left foot to the left edge of the mat, toward it, and allow both knees to fall right. You can keep your right ankle on top of your left thigh. If it feels not right, let it slide off. Let the breath soften you on your exhale. Right foot slides off, knees back up, figure 4 on the other side. Head resting on the mat, doing our best to be as present on our mat as we can. It's part of the practice. The practice knows that sometimes we come in with stuff, with human stuff, and it's not always easy to have what feels to be the most nourishing and gentle and empowering practice. But we show up, keep guiding our presence back in the work, the medicine happens. Lower your right foot down, let your knees fall left. One more breath here.
knees back up. Hug your knees into your chest and make a few circles in both directions. And make your way to Shavasana. If you're ready for Shavasana, arms alongside you or resting on your belly. And surrendering, softening into the earth as best as you can. The practice of surrendering, giving in, it's not giving up, it's giving in.
Okay. Happy Monday. Thanks for flowing for a little bit. And this, of course, will stay up and be up for you to practice. Okay? Take care. May our work here be of great service to ourselves and to all beings. Namaste.